I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another paid request from Joseph. Very nice guy, very generous guy. I don't know why I blanked out for a second. I remember Joseph's name, but I think it was blanking out on this movie because this movie wasn't really much except the opening. The opening okay. This is a paid request from Joseph. I appreciate it. Thank you. For anyone who wants to request pretty much any type of videos, feel free to be review, a topic, randomness, re-review, whatever. Send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I promise I'll get to it as soon as I can. And like I say, it could be for pretty much any type of video, whether through PayPal or joining my Patreon. And why am I like a minute in and I'm just discombobulated? Because this is Lucio Fulci, who did Zombie, who did The Beyond, who did these other films. Now, this is one of a few made-for-TV movies he did. He did one called The House of Clocks. He did this one. And Italian TV must have been really different than American TV, especially this came out in 1989, because the opening of the film, which is the best part, this couple comes home and there's an intruder, and the intruder murders this couple in a very brutal, violent way. And I went, this was made for TV? This was on Italian TV? Again, Italian TV was very different from American TV because, like, he takes the guy who we find out is a father, he takes the husband, smashes the back of his head against the wall to the point there's blood and brain chunks, and you see the guy's head is opened up and bloody as hell, like a chunk of skin hanging off. And then gets the mom, the wife, gets like a meat pounder, one of those things used making hamburgers, whatever. Smashes it into the lady's face to the point her fucking eyeballs pop out. I'm going, holy shit, this is made for TV? How the fuck did this get away from? How? I mean, I guess maybe when the TV version it was censored and this is the uncut version, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like this is really how it was shown on TV. And I'm like, how the fuck? And I'm like, okay, got my attention, pretty brutal gore. And then it cuts to the orphans of that couple are parents of the two kids, a boy and a girl. It's the funeral. The kids are sad and they're crying, of course, because their parents have been murdered. And the killer set up as a car accident. put the bodies in their car, made it roll down the hill. So while these two kids are at a funeral, one of them is blowing bubblegum bubbles. And then they start telling jokes, and then they start laughing at their parents' funeral. Like they're crying, then again, one blows a bubblegum, and then they start laughing and telling jokes. I went, what the fuck is going on? And then it's one of those dubbing jobs where the kids are voiced by adults. It's adults trying to sound like kids. That's who these kids' dub voices are. That makes it silly and laughable. And then the rest of the story is definitely not as violent as the beginning. So if you think it's going to keep that violence, once in a blue moon it pops up, one person's hand gets melted, one person gets run over, but not as brutal as still the opening. The two kids go with their aunt and uncle to this estate. The aunt and uncle are trying to sell the estate. The real estate guy is looking around and going up the stairs, and the steps move, and so the guy falls down and breaks his legs. And that's not done horrifically. It's just the guy falls. He's like, oh, I hurt my legs. Like, they must be broken. And the kids start laughing. The kids start laughing. They go, sausage is dying, sausage is dying. So they call this guy Sausage. They say, he's dying, he's dying. He's not. His legs are broken. I'm like, even the aunt is going, what the hell is you guys' problem? We don't care, do we, Sarah? No, we don't care. It was funny when he broke his legs. And this guy was not an evil guy. He was not an awful guy. He was not a terrible guy. He didn't really do anything wrong. It's not like he was punching or kicking kids or cursing at them. It just, he was hired to look at the real estate, and because the aunt and uncle want to sell it and have the money to either help the kids or do something else. But obviously there's something that doesn't want the house to be sold, and it's the it's the soul, it's the two souls of those parents, as we come to find out. But like this guy who we find out later he has to walk with a cane for life, that guy didn't deserve it. And these kids are assholes. Their parents are assholes. Oh, we never hurt anybody. Really? You just made this guy a fucking cripple. What kind of bullshit are you unleashing on us? And that it just went downhill from there. And like Lucio Fulci, I like Zombie. I would say that's his best film, in my opinion. I'm not a big Fulci guy. I appreciate his overzealous gore. And there's some nice directing points. There's a bit where the aunt goes in the attic, and it's a weird bit where there's hanging dolls, like dolls hung by their neck from the ceiling. And the way the light is blinking, and it's showcasing a bit of atmosphere, and the aunt realizes it's this weird looking toy that looks like a bug. It looks like a giant fly, and the eyes are blinking. So it's a toy that's also blinks very bright light. Again, very weird, unusual toy. But okay, that was a scene that actually garnered a little bit of an atmospheric point to it. And the score is not that bad. The score, I think, deserves to be in a better movie. But you're just with these two kids who are horribly dubbed and unlikable. These are annoying fucking twerps that are just pieces of trash. Why the fuck should I like these kids? Fuck you kids. Fuck them kids. Why am I supposed to like them? That'd be my question. And then the kids, they see their parents, and the spirits are in the form of two little flames that just hover in the air. No, literally, like, imagine you have a lighter, you flicked it on, you take that flame, and you just have it hovering. That's the parents, two little flames. And at times the effect is very wanty. There's a scene later on where they're supposed to be guiding these kids up the stairs, where the flames go over here and they go away from the camera up the stairs. Imagine. They come in, it goes up, then the kids enter. When the kids enter, the flames, because of the poor effects, are now behind the kids. Because the flames are here, but as the kids enter, it should be like this, but instead it's like this. So the flames look like they're behind the kids, even though the very next shot, they're watching the flame and we're following them. I'm like, wow, that is really piss poor. And that's a bit later in the film. And then you would think like the big portion of the plot is, okay, these kids find out their parents are inhabiting this estate, and then maybe lead to the retribution of their murder. Because there's a guy who's like a painter for the house and such. He just happens to be the same guy that murdered the couple. And he doesn't realize that's the same house. I would think if I murdered someone, I would remember where the fuck he was at. But apparently this guy doesn't. So he's a big dunce. And then he recognizes something. Oh my god. Then he starts having Vietnam type of flashbacks of murdering these two people. And then he... I guess the spirit gave him a cut on the cheek, and he's yelling weird shit of... What the hell did he yell? He yells something to the effect of, I got to murder you too! I got to murder them too! Yes, I've got to murder you too! And the uncle's watching this. I'm sure he's watching this going, what the fuck? And then the killer runs off. He runs into the woods. He sees an animal. Lili's going to attack him. He flies back. He gets run over. And we got like 30 minutes of the movie left. I go, really? It's really not that gory of a death. Like when I say runs him over, you see like a tire go over the chest. But nowhere near as graphic as the beginning. You would think the killer would get a much more graphic death, like his head would get run over, or maybe get split in two, like a wishbone, or not. No, it's a very, I would say, kind of a weak death for what the guy brutally did to. I think he got off lightly, honestly, death scenes wise. And again, I'm like, well, that's not the plot. We got like 30 minutes left of the movie. What the fuck? Well, what's left? Well, the aunt and uncle don't drive away. Then they get stopped by fog, or the car gets lifted up. There's like, we're going to get an exorcist, like a medium, and they get this like Russian guy, and he says some shit. Then they're going to get a bulldozer to fuck up the place. The bulldozer gets stopped. And then the kids are sad, but I guess the two parent spirits go into these rocks? And then the kids pick up the rocks? I get, and then the exorcist, the Russian's like, what is that? Let me look at it. His hand melts. I know this is spoilers, so spoilers. Sorry, too late. His hand fucking melts. Then the kids are laughing. Ha ha ha, his whole hand got melted. I'm like, well, what did this guy really do that made him such a bad guy? Oh my god, it's funny, he got his hand melted. And it freeze frames on the kids laughing. And it's not like meant to be this shock horror twist, it seems. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. The kids come off as unlikable little monsters. The two spirits seem almost as bad to me as the fucking bad guy at the beginning. I was surprised they didn't try to kill the aunt and uncle. I was waiting for that to happen. I guess because, they don't want their house to be sold. I'm like, if I want to watch that in a better movie, I watch Beetlejuice, which was came out before this and did that a better job. If you want to see a movie where a couple wants to stop someone from getting rid of their house, go watch Beetlejuice. It's a better made, better directed, and better written film than this. And better acted. So, I don't care for the look of the film. It has a soft focus look that looks like it's glossed in fucking Vaseline. I'm just not a fan of that look. If you are, cool, but just that it's just very soft focus. The story's not bad. The blood and gore, you get it at the beginning, and then throughout the rest of it is rather tame. The acting, I mean, even the kids, these are like 10, 12-year-old kids, maybe younger, but you could tell adults are, like I said, dubbing them. It makes it very awkward and noticeable. It just, the direction they took it in, the guy who was the murderer get offed, and the retribution happens with like 30 minutes left, and even the retribution was rather weak, and like these kids were just, ha, this guy's a cripple now. Well, what did he do that was so wrong? Sausage man, sausage man. Yeah, you little fucking dyke and you little fucking dick. Put them together, dick and dyke. Sounds like someone on fucking Naked Night. Tip both you through a fucking field goal while it's on fire. Fuck, little fucking twerps. Fucking dickheads. From the beginning when they're crying at their parents' funeral, and then they start laughing. I'll take the fucking kid's bubble gum, put it around you and fucking pick you up and toss you around and just throw you. See how far it gets you. Be part of the fucking Olympics. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. If you like the film, that's cool. It wasn't for me. So we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.